Hey everyone, it's me Nita and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be embroidering some blankets today. Now, luckily this requires no sewing, so I will not need to sew any baby blankets tonight. Basically, all you're going to need for this project is a basic embroidery machine. That could be a single needle or a multi-needle, but all you need is an embroidery machine and some supplies. So let's go ahead and let's jump right into the supplies that we'll be using for this project. So I ended up picking up these two pink cat blankets from Big Lots. They're only $6 each. These are so cute, so soft. My mom ended up getting two kittens, so I wanted to make them some blankets with their names on them. So I'm going to be embroidering on these two blankets. I just have this basic gray glittery fabric because I'm going to be doing applique names. Now you could do basic satin stitches on these blankets, but I kind of want them to pop a little bit more, so I'm going to be doing applique letters instead. So I'm going to be using this gray fabric with this gray thread. So I'm going to be embroidering these two blankets, and then my mom, she got my two sons these cute little Grogu Baby Yoda blankets. So I'm going to be embroidering their names onto these little blankets they detach from Grogu. So I'll be embroidering their names on those with this fabric, and I'm just using a basic navy for like the outline of the name. So I think this is gonna turn out super cute. I got this fabric from Joann's. I've had this fabric forever, so I'm finally putting it to use. I do want to make myself a scrunchie with this fabric because I feel like the print is small enough and perfect for that. So one of these days I need to make myself a scrunchie in this fabric, but for today we're going to be using it for applique letters. So for my embroidery machine, I am going to be using my Baby Lock Flourish 2. This is a 6x10 single needle embroidery machine. Now I can do this same project on my PE 800, but I would have to use smaller applique letters, and the size choice that I went for today, I'm gonna need my 6x10, but you could totally do the same type of project on your PE 800, or if you have a PE 770 or any other type of 5x7 embroidery machine. You could definitely do this. And again, you don't have to do applique letters. You could do just a basic satin stitch for like the font. You can get super creative embroidering on blankets. So for today, I'm using this. I could also use my By embroidery machine, but for you guys, I'm going to be using my little single needle. And the nice thing about this too, it's only one color thread, so I don't have to switch out any threads for this project. Now, if I had like orders for these, I could definitely get these three machines running all at the same time to do this type of project. So I love embroidering blankets, and embroidering on blankets has been like one thing that has helped grow my business. So if you do have like a single needle embroidery machine and you want to embroider on blankets but you don't want to sew, or you don't have a sewing machine, getting pre-made blankets like this is perfect. So I'm going to get my hoop all set up. I am going to be using tearaway stabilizer. I'm going to use 2 sheets of tearaway stabilizer. Typically though, when I do embroider baby blankets, I use cutaway, but because I'm not going to be doing any sewing, there's not going to be a back side of the blanket that will cover up the stitches. So I'll be using tearaway stabilizer to kind of help with that issue, so it's not like super noticeable on the back side of the blanket. You'll just see the stitches and not the stabilizer. So we'll be using tearaway stabilizer for this project. So I have this blanket. I didn't realize how big these are, but I'm gonna fold my blanket in half. It doesn't look like this fabric is directional, so I could do the name basically on any side. But I'm gonna do the name at the bottom of like the short way, I guess, if that makes sense. And I have it folded in half. And then I'm also going to be using some water-soluble stabilizer. Okay, so the machine's gonna do the place and stitch. I'm gonna add some heat and bond light to this fabric really quick, and I'll place it over the placement stitch. Okay guys, so the tack down stitch is all done. Now I just need to trim the fabric around the letter, and then it's going to go ahead and do the satin stitch for this applique, and then for the rest of the letters it will do a placement, tack down, and then a satin stitch. So I'll have to do it letter by letter. You could easily change up the steps on whatever editing program you have, where you could do all the placement stitches at once, all the tack downs at once, and then all the satin stitches out at once. For me, I just did it one by one. Definitely for the future, I would definitely do it step by step rather than one by one, if that made any sense. I'm gonna go ahead now and just trim this and let the satin stitches do its thing. And then once I'm done cutting out the little applique letter, I like to just go ahead and use my little mini press and iron down the letter. That kind of helps prevent any like bubbling. With this fabric though, this blanket was only $6, so I'm not surprised it happened. But I accidentally cut 2 holes into it because it's like super, super, super thin. So just be careful when cutting out the applique letters that you don't cut the blanket. But luckily these are for my mom. They're for her cats, so I'm sure they're gonna go ahead and probably rip tons of holes in this blanket anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. I put down some water-soluble stabilizer too, just because this blanket is super fluffy. I don't want my stitches to get hidden away with all that furry fabric, so the water-soluble stabilizer will help with that. Okay guys, so here is the finished product of the first like stitch out onto these blankets. I love how everything turned out. The only thing is I feel like this fabric is a little bit too light. I'm going to switch out the fabric for the other blanket and use like a black polka dot fabric instead, and I'm thinking that'll kind of help make it pop a little bit more, but I really love how it turned out. But let's go ahead and let's just stitch up the rest of these blankets. Okay guys, so here's like a side-by-side comparison of the two different fabrics. As you can see, the black fabric pops a whole lot more. The gray is a lot more subtle, but I love how both of them turned out. Now since I'm all done with those, I am embroidering the Baby Yoda Grogu blanket. I'm also filming a TikTok. I feel like this would be really good to show on TikTok, so I'm filming a little TikTok, and if you haven't already, make sure to go follow me over there on TikTok. I have it linked down in the description. I'm trying to get to 2,000 followers on TikTok, so if you can, definitely go follow me over there. But I'm gonna go ahead and film this TikTok and finish up this blanket, and then I have one more, and then I'll be done for the night. Okay guys, so I'm all done with one of the Baby Yoda blankets. I still need to do one more, but it's already super late, so I'm going to finish that one up tomorrow. But I wanted to show you guys how it came out. I love it. I enjoyed embroidering on this like fleece style blanket rather than like this furry one. It was just a lot easier to work with. But I seriously love how all these came out. I just took my thumbnail photo, so I had to have Grogu in there. But definitely very happy with how these turned out. Definitely for next Christmas, I want to gift more of these like styled blankets for like my nieces, nephews, and for my kids. So seriously, love how these turned out. Alright guys, well I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I don't think it's going to be a very long one, so I have a work with me that I'm going to record tomorrow, so that one should be a really long video for you guys. So definitely, if you haven't already, make sure you have subscribed and hit that notification bell on my channel so you don't miss any new videos that are posted. And if you enjoyed this little tutorial, go ahead and give this video a like, and I think that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!